Hello everyone and welcome. I have been working with our level 1 and level 2 students for, it's been about 6 months that we've been really working on our improv skills and building up our confidence and meeting us where we are in that moment, in that day. However, spring is coming up, and spring, I like to go a little faster, do something a little different. So I thought it would be beneficial, if you're interested, to just take you on the journey of creating a piece for our level 1 and level 2 students to learn in the spring. For the spring, I usually feel like we want to be bigger, louder, have more fun, be outside frolicking through whatever fields we can find, kind of vibe. So I usually tend to lean more towards veil. So I'm thinking that we will do a veil piece. So that's already one part of the process out of the way. We've decided we're going to do a veil and we're going to make it fun. We have a lot of mixed levels here because I'm choreographing for everyone that's taking classes at the moment. So when you're dealing with a group of people, everyone's going to have their strengths and everyone's going to have those lagging skills that just need a lot more work than they've maybe gotten in the past, whether it's just struggling with the material or finding time to practice or just kind of avoiding it because you don't want to struggle that day. And that's, it's totally valid. We all do it. So what I'm going to do is I've already picked my song. This song is called Work It Out by Cullen Vance. He does a lot of different fun versions of things. It's a very short piece. I think it's about 2 minutes. So nothing too difficult, nothing too long to learn in the amount of time that we have in the spring. I haven't really dug into the song like I normally would. I've kind of avoided digging into it for exactly this purpose of, I know I'm going to use it one day, so I want to just kind of let it be where it is. My mind, I have a very cinematic mind when I listen to songs and I start thinking about choreography. I see it in my head more as like a film, more like a musical, a music video, however you want to think about it, a dance film. So when I have a song that I really, really want to use one day, I don't listen to it that much. That's just me, part of my process. So today we are going to break the seal on that song. We're going to start listening to it and we're going to create a bit of a music map. So I've got my coffee or tea. That's always step one. And now we're just going to start from the beginning and I'm going to make a map of the song. So the introduction, what am I hearing in the song? What kind of vibe is it giving off? What am I connecting to since I'm the one who's going to be choreographing it? When you're choreographing for other people, you don't get to know what they connect with unless you're doing it in studio, which is something else we've done as well. But I really want to have a piece ready, have it be a learning tool and not so much, we're going to put in all these tricks and we're going to make it like this big production. This is just going to be a learning tool for veil and also character development, which is another thing I've kind of been harping on about with them. So let's go ahead and sit down, take a moment, and we're just going to listen to the song together, and I'm going to make notes. Okay. So a bit of beatbox feel. Oh, we got the violin. I'm sorry, we're on 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it changed again. We started a new set. Back to just the beatbox. Four, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have 6, and then the violin starts again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3. And it gets quiet. Okay, so that's the whole song. It's nothing too complicated. It's pretty repetitive. So we have like this beatboxy section, something more modern, more Western music. And then we have this really beautiful violin, which is going to be very heavy on the veil work. I love violin. Violin is one of my favorite instruments to dance to because I just feel like there's so much emotion that you can get out of those strings. It can be really angry, it can be sad, it can be like this one's a little more sultry, a little cheekier. So I think we're gonna go for more of a cheeky, flirty vibe for the violin, but also very floaty. So that's gonna be fun to see what happens. Okay, so now I've got my outline. I guess I'll just call the beginning a pulse because it gives you a 1, 2, 3, 4. Intro is the pulse. So this is my super simple version of a music map. I didn't even have to do anything like tally marks. I didn't have to get super into how many instruments are going on. It's not that complicated, especially compared to the Arabic music that we're used to working with in belly dance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the song over and over and over again. I'm going to also start thinking about the vibe. I'm going to start picturing the vibe, and then I'm just going to make notes as I go of what I decide. So I will come back. Give me a minute. I'll see you real soon. Welcome back. So I have taken a bit of time to think about my inspiration for the piece, what it's going to be moving forward. I already knew that I wanted to do veil work. So because I know that we have a lot of beginners and people who just don't normally do veil, I decided to go with the chiffon veil instead of silk when I choreograph, because the fabric in chiffon will move very differently from silk. It's much heavier, and actually it's a little clunkier, which is what I wanted for this piece. So what I ended up going with, in the beginning of the song, you can hear this tick-tock sound, and that reminded me of a clock, and that led to wind-up dolls. That's always well, for me, when I look at things that I really like, I like a lot of ballet. I also really like Lord of the Dance. And in the Nutcracker or Capella or Lord of the Dance, they do have some wind-up toy dances that they do that I thought would be really fun to kind of incorporate into the character that we're building for this piece. Because the piece itself is going to be very simple, I really want to elaborate on the character more than I would in something that we've done in the past, like Anafi into Zadak, which is a classic Arabic piece, but I wanted to leave it open for student interpretation a little more. This one, I don't want to do that. I want to give us a specific character and a specific purpose for our character. So we're going with fairy tales and magic. And I was asking myself, like, why are they there? Why have they come to life? Why are they dancing? And mischief is the only answer that I came up with. So essentially, we are going to have this character that is a wind-up toy that has been brought to life by magic, by the Sorcerer's Apprentice. If you think about Fantasia, which was a huge movie for me growing up, Mickey Mouse was the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and when the sorcerer was gone, he was using magic all he wanted. So we're going to go with that kind of a theme of we're just here to dance and have fun. So at the beginning, there's a tick-tock. When we're kind of winding up, there's going to be a lot of clockwork sounds in the song that we are going to also hone in on sometimes, because otherwise you're just tick-tocking the entire time. But I don't want to ignore the violin, which is, it's mine. The violin is definitely the thing that I work with. So we're going to have this flow element of the violin, and then we have the hard contractions, the tick-tock that's going on as well. So the story is going to rise and it's going to fall with the characters being brought to life, having a bit of fun dancing, and then, we got caught, magic goes out, and the song ends. So that's where I am at the moment. I have done a little extra zeroing in on a lot of things that I will show you now. So I've taken actually the sections here, like this is the wind up, and this is the time signature in the music. So now I have an idea of what's going on. I've also put in some of what I'm hearing in the music, the thing that I'm going to focus on. So in these sections, you can see it says smooth, smooth, tick-tock. And I gave counts, so it's easier to find. And for the violin, I didn't want to kind of limit it based on counts. I wanted to go with the melody that's happening. So there is a rise, and it's very di-di-di-di-di-di-di, and then there's this fall, whoop, and it's a very, let me use my non-dominant hand, see if I can do that. And at the very bottom of the fall, there's this really nice like curve that happens before it comes back up, and it just starts over again. So we get a couple of those rise and falls. I decided this was going to be like waning, like maybe a cloud passes over the moon, you get the waning moonlight, and then it waxes, and you're fully charged again, and we're going to go for our second violin, and everything kind of quiets down and fades out. So, and in my brain, we're all wearing very nice, pretty, flowy dresses so that we match the flow of the violin and the veil. So that's what I'm going to be telling people to imagine themselves wearing. Costuming, for me, is part of the piece. You can't just create a piece. For me, I'm setting a stage. The character has a personality. The character has a costume, a wardrobe, a look. And that helps me, even if I'm not wearing that specific type of costume. I'm going to be pretending that I am. All right, so we've got a good beginning to choreographing. I'm going to put on my headphones and I'm going to start choreographing, and we are going to check in later. I'm also probably going to make like a Pinterest board with more specific visuals. That's something that I really like. I love Pinterest. I don't know why no one uses it anymore. That's where I do a lot of my my mood boards for my pieces. So I'll pick a color, I'll pick a style, I'll really zero in on what I want, and it helps me focus visually. So it's not just here, it's something that I can communicate to other people. And since I am doing that with multiple people who all have different personality types, I really want everyone to find something that they connect with. So I'm going to go work on this, and I'll see you next time.